This is TWiT.
Anyone who understands the inherent danger of exposing the unnecessarily powerful SQL command stream to web servers, especially web server visitors, will not be surprised to learn that yet another instance of this extremely common and potentially devastating source of vulnerabilities has been uncovered in Progress Software's MOVEit transfer system. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, the previous problems drew the attention of security researchers. In this case, HackerOne and Trend Micro's zero-day initiative researchers, they decided to have their own look at MOVEit's code. The good news is they responsibly disclosed their discoveries, still more discoveries, so that patches could be prepared and made available to Progress Software's beleaguered users. At the same time, Progress also patched another pair of high-security vulnerabilities, which were not SQL injection. There was one that allowed you to crash the MOVEit server. It's like, okay, fine. So after literally an update per week, there have been 3 required updates about a week apart, each which patched critical vulnerabilities. It's time to do it for the 4th time in 4 weeks. And I seriously don't know what I would advise MOVEit's users to do at this point. I guess I would feel extremely uncomfortable if I were to understand the inherent danger that this system presents to its users. You know, as we covered 3 weeks ago in episode 928, literally, I mean truly, thousands of Progress's customers were penetrated and did have their internal private data exfiltrated to Russia. Then they were extorted by Russia's CLOP cybercriminal organization. And the problem going forward is that due to the extremely poor fundamental security design of this MOVEit system, there's no reason to believe that the last serious data exfiltration problem has now finally been found. You know, sure, the system is doubtless far more secure than it was 4 weeks ago, but the problem is this class of bugs, these SQL injection bugs, are slippery. And unfortunately, bad guys are highly motivated to find a way in. And, you know, as for MOVEit itself, well, we're back here on the topic of MOVEit hacks. The most current forensics conducted by Huntress Labs suggests that the attacks on those thousands of MOVEit using companies appear to have been limited to just data theft and extortion, which, you know, is a good thing because these were really powerful intrusions. The CLOP cybercrime group has not yet been observed deploying ransomware into any of the incidents linked to its exploitation of MOVEit. Huntress also said that it has not observed a CLOP gang expanding access into full network compromises, which, again, they could have done. The gang has apparently deliberately limited itself to infecting and infiltrating only the hacked MOVEit appliance itself. So, as I said, things could have been far worse if a much more aggressive attacker had been found behind this. And the other thing, too, that sort of gave us some pause is that the CLOP gang from the beginning said, we're not going to do anything with the data of governments or law enforcement, almost as if they were a little put off by the aggressive response which some of the earlier ransomware attacks engendered. And they just kind of wanted to say, well, you know, we're bad, but we're not that bad. And so governments and law enforcement, if we get your data by mistake, we're just going to delete it, so don't come after us. Oh, no, and also educational institutions, because there was wasn't Carnegie Mellon. It was some major university got exfiltrated. Anyway, so hopefully nothing came of all that. I was scanning a news blurb about another crypto exchange mess, and it's like, yet another one. And in fact, we have some numbers a little bit later. And everyone should understand that the bar has been raised fairly high for me by this point, so that it's not all of these that I bother to bring up, because it's just like, why monitor the flood? You're wet, so you know that there's a water problem. But there's just so much of this going on. And it's safe to say that the entire crypto world is in pandemonium. But then I ran across a term that's taken hold in the industry, which left me shaking my head. And really, there is some value to having everyone in our community of podcast listeners really appreciating the degree to what a mess things are. So here's the news that I encountered, which is interesting in itself, which concludes with this new bit of terminology. Last Friday, June 7th, approximately $126 million worth of crypto assets were mysteriously transferred from the accounts of cryptocurrency platform MultiChain in what is believed to be a hack. And this is according to blockchain security firms PeckShield, SlowMist, and we'll be talking about we'll come back to SlowMist a little bit later, Look On Chain, and CertiK. And maybe you have a problem when there's 4 firms, like when monitoring blockchain security is immediately a business. That's, might be a bit of a problem. So MultiChain is sort of a meta platform, which, as its name sounds, interconnects different blockchain platforms, allowing users to exchange tokens across them. And as a result of this incident, it was shut down. MultiChain was shut down to investigate, what happened. At the moment, neither MultiChain nor any blockchain experts know exactly what it is that happened. CertiK believes some of the platform's private keys were probably compromised, although this theory has not yet been confirmed by anyone else. Fortunately, due to quick intervention by platforms like Circle and Tether, $65 million of those $126 million, which were moved from MultiChain wallets, were frozen pending the determination of what happened. So there was if nothing else, as a consequence of there having been so many problems, the industry is getting a bit better at just saying, okay, stop, freeze everything. Let's figure out if this is good or not. This is also the second time this year that MultiChain has suspended its operations. It also halted trading at the end of May. At the time, the company said it couldn't perform server maintenance because its CEO had gone missing, and they didn't have access as a consequence to the entire platform. The rumor was that its CEO had been detained by Chinese authorities. So MultiChain never indicated whether its CEO had rejoined the company. If the recent incident is confirmed, this would be the company's third hack in the past 2 years. It lost $3 million in January of 2022 and another $8 million in July of 2021. Okay, so that's a bit of the background. Here's the way this piece of news concluded, which made me just shake my head. It said, quote, blockchain experts aren't ruling out a rug pull either. And I thought, a what? A rug pull? Yes. A rug pull is when a cryptocurrency's platform developers run away with their money themselves. They pull the rug out from under their own operation. So what we have here is an industry that is so unstable that the term rug pull has been coined as a shorthand to mean the bank's vault got all filled up with value And then the bankers just decided to take it because, why not? Crazy.
Hey, I know you're super busy, so I won't keep you long, but I wanted to tell you about a show here on the TWiT network called Tech News Weekly. You are a busy person, and during your week, you may want to learn about all the tech news that's fit to, say, not print, here on TWiT. It's Tech News Weekly. Me, Micah Sargent, my co-host, Jason Howell. We talk to and about the people making and breaking the tech news, and we love the opportunity to get to share those stories with you and let the people who wrote them or broke them share them as well. So I hope you check it out every Thursday right here on TWiT.